Good morning, ladies. Hi, everyone. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Moo Moo was in My Hero Academia. You guys voted for Spider-Man. What if Spider-Man was in X-Men Evolution? But, hold on. Give me a moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, he, in this What If, Moo Moo Tsunotori is is his full name. People call him Moo Moo because they really do like that name on him. Plus, his adopted mother or gave him that name. Yeah, that's his adopted mother. In this What If, some of you are probably confused of why she's the one that. Well, in this What If, he has his birth mother, basically, yeah, her and her husband, and then Moo Moo actually has a sister. Yeah, it's her. And yeah, because I was thinking the other day, the what if she had a brother? So yeah, so now let's get into it. So I'll probably leave a timestamp, or you could always scroll to past that intro. So yeah, so now we're at the hospital. She gave birth to two people, or should I say, one girl that has the same hair, and one cow who, oh, that's smaller than a soda can. Yeah. So yeah, Zuko, or not Zuko, she decides on keeping them separate until they're ready to hang out. So she decides to get rid of the this small little cow. You're probably, some of you are running to a keyboard and typing them. That's called getting rid of your own home. Well, me, of course, she abandoned him, and then, of course, luck would have it, she ends up, because in this What If, she became or has two jobs. Or she has, she's a hero in the mornings, farmer in the evenings. Or, yeah. So one day she was going to her farm that she works at, that she owns. as she sees this little cow, oh, just there trying to get up on four legs. As she picked him up. Yeah, this little guy up. As she noticed, he's way smaller than a average cow, or like cub. As she, well, yeah, so she spends time with him, as she could feel the power radiating off of him, as she calls him, or of course, she tells him that you're not a normal cow, aren't you? As he, like, he moves, like a normal cow. As, of course, she tells him, I'll give you a name. As, yeah, she has her own double business, basically. Like, she has her own, like, farm, and her own, like, she makes big bucks, so yeah. As he, yeah. Of course, one or so when he got into the pen full of the cows, all the cows looked at him. He's new or breed. As through the years have passed, he got bigger, but something inside of him changed. As his body starts to, as he's not used to the transforming. So it's basically like how she transforms in the anime, but instead of it would be reversed. So he's transformed into like a more human child, like a kid. And as the cows are, they actually respect him so much. Like one of the bulls was charging right at him, as the cow, or Moo Moo, grabs him by his horns when he was charging, put a back step, as he tells him, calm down. Or actually, he still talks like a cow. Like, meow, meow. Yeah. So, yeah. As of course, she noticed that he's or when one day she kept an eye on him, and that day came as his body starts. It was pretty painful, so she ran up, grabs him, as she says, as he as he doesn't not hunt, as he's just a little cow. He doesn't remember, or as or actually she saw he actually must have a ability to transform human into a cow, or into an animal. He must have a quirk. Let me remind you, he's at age of 4, so he goes to a quirk doctor, and he ends up having a quirk that allows him, or actually his quirk doesn't evolve around his power at all. His power is same thing as let's say his power is similar to him, but past us, or let's say his quirk is hardening quirk, but yeah. But when the quirk doctor checked his DNA, what he found shocked both of them. That kid's power, he has 3 powers. One of them allows him to transform from human into a cow. Oh. Number 2 is infinity. And number 3 is 0. And she found, or she couldn't believe her eyes, or what she's hearing from. So she couldn't believe all this, yeah. And his quirk is like nothing to, yeah. So, yeah. So he does, like, helping her with both. Like, being in the heroes or she's like a sidekick, or he's sidekick to her, and, yeah. As he's been helping her a lot. All the way to 15. A couple times that he got injured, but he just wipes it off. Like, no big deal. He did get hit by the face by the nuclear one. Because there was one mission that they did, and yeah. One mission was there was a nuclear meltdown was going to go off. As so they so so she said, "Ready, Moo Moo?" Yeah. As he's prepared, or actually, his so he walks in as a cow. So he walks in as in order to like because the bars are bent and they need someone that's strong enough to go in and rebend them back. As Moo Moo who like puts his thumb up as she says, "Okay, Moo Moo, I am trusting you. Can you bend those back?" Yep. As so he walks right in as his body of zero, like because his power is zero. So he's absorbing the radiation, or he's immune to radiation. So he activated his. So when he was trying to bend those back, he needed something strong. So, but then he unlocked a Nat form. Yeah, so he basically bends all of them back, closed it right on time. So yeah, as he types the things in, as he didn't even get the reactor to blow up. Funny enough, as they went and rinsed him off. Oh, yeah. And when they did a scan before, it said no radiation on him. But they just do like his full that just to be safe. Yeah. Plus, yeah. So now he's on 15. Everyone, or so he goes to UA. And guess who was also, I'm skipping the test thing, and on the first day, he shows up way early here. So that yeah, of course, he was always the early bird. So he's in class 1A. As Nezu, who remembers that it was him that saved the man, he doesn't look so tough. As Nezu says, huh, well, he is actually the one that stopped the nuclear meltdown. As that got her attention. So you're saying, Nezu, that this kid prevented the world's most dangerous nuclear meltdown in the world? Yeah. as Nezu says that. uh, As he's in. So, yeah. He's in Class A. And everyone else shows up. And as he had, or his superhero costume has a little, like, cowboy hat with holes through it. Yeah, and he has the same outfit, but instead of having, like, a little, like, bow on the top, or, like, underneath, he has, like, this cowboy look. Because he... Yeah. So then, yeah. As they couldn't believe. They literally couldn't believe that he, out of all people, as he... As I'm skipping the whole, like, thing, ball throw, because he got infinity to throw. Yeah. And I'm also skipping the heroes versus villains. As he's partnered with his own, like, or let's say he was partnered up with Tenya. As Tenya's, like, thinking to himself, as he remembers there's Moo that saved the... Because his brother told him about Moo who saved the entire city from meltdown thing. Nuclear meltdown. As he asked, what's your name, by the way? I forgot to ask. As, are you going to be like those people that are fan people? Huh? Have you heard about Moo? Who? The cowboy? Yeah. As, yeah. The, yeah. He's like the sidekick that had saved the nuclear, or he saved us from the nuclear reactor. What if I told you that I am him, actually? My name is actually Moo. Moo. Yes. So, yeah. So, he's surprised that this student is his favorite even person. So, yeah. And now we're on to USJ. The goes similar to canon, but the as he tells Mr. Aizawa that he already know what to do. As he tells what his plans are. In order to defeat that big creature, you need to like rip its brain out, like the slice it a couple times, because his brain is disposed, so that's Achilles' heel. Okay, as Eraserhead knows that he's always a smart one of the bunch. So he ends up beating all the villains, and he did what what the plans were. As the Nomu whacked him as that's not how you do things, Mr. Aizawa. As he becomes more ravenous, yeah, aka him, as he starts charging down, grabs the Nomu's hand as he tells Mr. Aizawa, "Can you get up?" And Mr. Aizawa, yeah. So he runs up, jumps on top of the Nomu, and stabbed its brain, tearing it out of his head. As 13 tells Mumu to go home, crack open the door. Okay? As he turns around, or he says, "I'll be right there." As he almost got decayed by him if he didn't turn back quick enough. Or his tail is stronger than it looks. So he knocks him out. As he actually, his power of transform into a cow, he could also use the horns as her own mallet, or it's just like how she used it in the anime of ready kind. As so then he ends up got to there, as he says, "Stand back." Okay. As he runs right into the door, breaks it open. As everyone, or as 13 and everyone pulls the door hinges off, or actually he transformed back into a human. He wipes the blood off of his face. Yeah, that's what it is. So then, So then, after that, he ends up tells Mr. Aizawa that he'll guard the entrance or exit, so that no villains went right past him. Yeah. So villains, they weren't just low tier villains, they were high tier villains. As Mr. Zhao was gonna get killed, but then as Mumu tells 13 that we have to help, no matter what. He is part of this. He is my favorite person. As he starts running towards it, full sprint, knocks all the villains, like, they felt like pins to him, one by one, two by two. As he picks up Mr. Aizawa, lifts him up, or actually, yeah, as he runs Mr. Aizawa to where this remaining students, as the warp guy cuts him off. Where are you going? Fun's just begun. Huh. If you're... As all the other high-end villains are surrounding him and Eraserhead. So he says, or as Eraserhead says, get out of here. No, I won't leave you. And Mr. Aizawa and him likes to talk about, like, so what do you do with your quirk? As they like to visit. He doesn't see him as a pro hero or a teacher. He sees him as his friend. As he says that he had to set Mr. Aizawa down to transform into a monstrous form. As he picks up Mr. Aizawa again, as he starts hitting all the high-end villains with such accuracy, and that even he had, he had straps on him, so he literally strapped Mr. Aizawa to his back, so that so he remembers same incident when he was just a child, when he was only 6 years old. He had to rescue the one lonely cow, or calf, I think, cow, from, by literally strapping him to of course, Calva is strapped to him against the horde of coyote or wolves. So he's basically whacks him around like a little rag dolls. Yeah. So then he is not getting tired at all, because his stamina reached over 9999, like infinity. So he basically he used his, and then after the exact same moment, All Might appeared. As All Might he says to him, if you go ahead and rejoin your comrades, or get Mr. Aizawa out of here. Yeah, I was trying to, but these villains there's too many. as they're like, he's trying to beat them all. As All Might says, here, let me clear a path for you. As All Might does the same thing, what he does in canon, but he makes it so straight that even everyone, or all the high-end villains, flew backwards. And one of them actually hits Cal or Moo Moo right in the face. He's like, okay, as he goes, and like, he literally ran all the way. He takes Mr. Aizawa down from his thing. Yeah, literally, he had to, because one, something wrong with him. Two, something wrong. I'm joking. So yeah, so he was bleeding from left to right. Moo Moo, not the Mr. Aizawa. Mr. Aizawa went blind and bleeding, of course, but Moo Moo ended up taking all the beatings. Yeah. So, please wait for part 2.